The children of alcoholics. Why you call children of alcoholics as special or different from other children's?
If there is a classroom, they are always gloomy.
Yeah.
If they are in the classroom, they are always gloomy. They want to sit apart from others, and sometimes they are thinking about something, and there is no life in their eyes.
Exactly what we counselors always come to know that they are always gloomy. Besides that, they are gloomy. They are always sit in the back benches. They are not at all. Life is not there. What we see, the like that energy is not in them. That is always they are deprived of that. What enthusiasm? What you see, that is always deprived. They are always deprived of the enthusiasm. They always flow with the flow. That's all. Nothing against that or not good going forward. That's the thing. So children, actually, what is the child? What is the formation of the child? Where does the formation of the child starts? Family. The formation of the child is in the family. Shaping of the child comes in the family. So naturally the personality comes out in the family only. Once in Pudupalli, I went to a school. It's a boys' school. So 9th standard children are there. So what happened in schools, when we start taking the class, before the class, I generally in my class, I also everybody to introduce themselves. Here, because the time was up and I don't know how the time management is there. So I didn't go for that. But generally I always ask people to introduce themselves. Once I introduce, I can get their names also. And I need not to always ask what is your name, what is your name. So I can call by name and I can have a communication. So I told those children, please introduce themselves. So schools, we ask them to say their name, from where they come, and the third thing that what their ambition is. Because they are the students, they should tell the ambition, what they want to become. So all the children were introducing themselves. So generally all the children started to tell their ambition, talking about the ambition. They were saying that we were going to become doctor, engineer, pilot, architect. So many professions they were speaking about. The last bench I saw one boy was sitting. He was not standing also when I went to him. He was putting his head down and sitting. So I called him. I said, yes. I said, you introduce yourself. So he told me, my name is Wilson. I came from Pambadi. He said, Pambadi is a place in Kottayam. I come from Pambadi. I said, it's Wilson, what do you want to become? So I was quite relaxed. But everybody is saying that advocate, doctor, engineer, so many professions. So I thought he may also be talking about some profession. So I stand and relax. So he told me, after 1 minute he told me, madam, I want to make a bomb which will exploit the whole world. I was really shocked. 14 years child, what he wants? He wants to make a bomb which will destroy the whole world. So I just, one minute I just thought, and then I asked him, Wilson, you are the part of the world. If this happens, won't you go with the world? He said, who wants this life? Who wants this? He is asking me. Just think, I am telling you just to take you to the feeling of a child of an alcoholic. See, 14 years child means he is in his teenage, isn't it? Teenage, is a colorful age, most enthusiastic age, where people are full of energy. In buses when you go, you see the teenage people. I always watch the teenage people. I love to watch them. They say small things, laugh so high, so loudly, don't say. So energetic they are. If they give a push to you, you will be down. So energetic they are. Everywhere they are so energetic. But see this boy. He is saying that he don't want to leave. He doesn't want to leave. So I just called him then afterwards for individual counseling. Then I called to my center to come with the mother. What I understood is that 4 members consisting family. Wilson's family is 4 members consistent. So he is having a younger sister. Both the parents are highly educated and they both are working as gazetted officers. Not that you don't have education or something, but they are highly having gazetted officers. So when intervening with the family, what I found that the father is an alcoholic. And father and mother from long before, like from the childhood of Wilson, father, he has always seen Only disagreements between them. They are always having fights, abusive, revengeous, rebellious, shouting, screaming, ditching each other. That's the only relationship what he's seen among his parents. And I was I'm telling Wilson's case, I have seen so many families, but specifically I'm mentioning Wilson's case because I found first time in my professional life, 4 members having no communication with each other. Generally families, how they are, father will be out, mother and children will be one team. Father will be other team. Generally in the alcoholic's house we can see, mother, children one team, father other team. In other houses, if mother has some problems, the mother will be one team, father and children will be other team. This is the way how you see. But here, 4 people in 4 team. No communication, nothing. They are all in their rooms and they are all living like a lodge. Lodge and home is different. Home is somewhere you have so much of emotional relationship. Web of relationships are there in home. When you talk about a home, you think more about emotions. When you talk about lodge, you just think about a room where you are staying. You don't have any emotional relation with that thing, with that building structure. So same way, Wilson is staying there. And when he came to the counseling center, he came with a big rod in his neck, in his hands. You see what all things he has put. So the teachers are telling me, this fellow, what books they read, madam, we are ashamed of seeing that books. All yellow blue only he reads. Nothing good books. So he is going on behaving like a anti-activities, he is more interested. And he is not interested to become a good dress. So what I am telling you, we all blame Wilson. We all label Wilson. But who is the real problem there? What is the real problem in that? Yes. What is the real problem?
Alcoholic behavior of the father.
Father's alcoholism, mother's excessive of reaction. Okay. Mother is not understanding the behavior of the addict husband. And she is also showing extreme intensive behaviors. So the children are totally neglected. Mother is also very dominating. She is also very rebellious. Now she has become very rebellious. He is not looking the house. Why should I look? Let everybody suffer. That is mother's intention. So what I am telling you is that the foundation of a person lies in the family. If you have money, you have education, nothing will work out if the harmony of the family is not there. If a husband and wife doesn't have a good relationship, nothing will work out. So foundation of a person, our all foundation comes from the family. We have been shaped from the family. So foundation is very important of the family. In addict's house, what happens? There is no foundation. It is already shaken. Okay? It is already shaken. So what happens? The shaping of the children is also very different. They don't come to a good shape. They will always have a deteriorated shapes. So these children then become, Wilson when grows up, he will become an antisocial person. So ultimately the family is not doing their duty. What is the family's duty? What is the family's duty? To give good personalities to the society, isn't it? So ultimately in addict's house, the family, nothing, no work, no dynamics is going on in the family. So everybody's foundation is the family. A person is shaped from the family. So when the proper shaping does not happen, the problem is very vulnerable. The whole society has to have the consequences of this family. If somebody is antisocial in your, see nowadays, we can't wear gold and go out. Why? So ultimately we all will be having the consequences. The social consequences will be there. Not only that family, all society will be having the consequences of this addicts not taking of the responsibility properly. So regarding when we talk about the formation of the child, we always say that family is a workshop. Family is a workshop. You know, in a workshop, from the company like say Tata or something, the chase of the car comes to the workshop. Only in the workshop, the whole shape and all last final touch of the vehicle is given. For say, if you take a Desire car, its full finishing comes when you come into the workshop. From the workshop, the full finishing comes. And in the workshop, who are the people who are working for the vehicle? How many people? Is the engineer. Who is the most important person in the workshop? No, workshop I am telling. Mechanic or the that engineer. Automobile. Who is the most important person? Driver is not there. So driving is not going on. Automobile engineer is the main person or mechanic? Mechanic. So what if an engineer doesn't design properly then? Engineer. He is an engineer, some say mechanic. Then who? Vehicles. Sure, vehicle is important. Body. Okay, the thing is that you understand, in a workshop, you see, automobile engineer is an important person. I agree. What happens if the painter won't paint properly?
So each person is important.
Yeah. If painter doesn't do his work properly, you go and buy a car, you see that somewhere the paint is not proper. Will you buy? If he says no problem, the motor is very good, everything is very good, you will say no, how it is, why should I pay so much and get this stupid car? I can get another good car. Isn't it? So what sister is said and what here he said, that everybody is important. In a workshop, all has the important role. Everybody has to take their responsibility properly, then only this vehicle will be, you can market this vehicle. Otherwise it will be lying in a workshop only. So same way, family is a workshop. All the persons in the family is important. Father, mother, children, grandfather, grandmother, everybody is important. Everybody has to take up the responsibility properly. Then only the child will have a good personality. Then only you can shape the child well. Now what happens in addict's house? What happens is that, for example, you take a farm, take a nursery. In a nursery, how you grow a plant? First what happens? You make the land proper. Land will be, whether you see the nelam pagathil irukkum. That first you see, that all the grass and all that things, you first dig it, loosen the mud, then all that bushes you will throw, you will put some manure, isn't it? Then you will keep the sapling on it, isn't it? So first the land is made up to mark. That land is mother's womb. The family should be first ready to receive the child. In addict's house, what happens? The pregnant lady, what she goes through? Husband is addict. He never bothers about her needs. He never gives any type of emotional support to her. And she is so frustrated, she has no dreams about the child. When my head is not working, how will I dream for my child? So no dreams for the child. He will be ditching the child. I will also be cursing the child. I have problems. I have lot of problems. My child creating problems, and I will say, oh, I don't want this child also. He is also so problematic. So the womb and the family is not ready to take the child. So that is the first problem starts. The mental state of the wife. The child, now science has proved that all the emotions of mother will go to become the total emotion of the child. You say good things, you listen good things, the child will also, when he comes out, he will also have a good feelings he will also have. But our pregnant mother never, our addict's wife never listens good things, isn't it? Addict will be always saying, giving negative energy to her. So mother will always have this negative energy. So yeah, Patra Gunam 12 Gunam. See, അത് ഞാൻ അന്വേഷിച്ചിട്ട് കേട്ടില്ല. വിത്ത് ഗുണം 10 ഗുണമിനോ? പാത്രം ഗുണം 12 ഗുണം. പാത്രം ഗുണം 12. ഉള്ളൂ.
പക്ഷേ പാത്രത്തില്, അതായത് ഗർഭപാത്രത്തിൽ ഒരു കുഞ്ഞായിരിക്കുമ്പോഴ് അമ്മ കൊടുക്കുന്ന ആ ഒരു അതാണ് ഒരു കുഞ്ഞിനെ കുഞ്ഞിനെ കുഞ്ഞാക്കി മാറ്റി.
See, so അത് ഒരിക്കലും അഡിക്ഷൻ വൈഫ് ഈസ് നോട്ട് ഗെറ്റിംഗ് ദാറ്റ്. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ദ തിങ്. അപ്പം ഫസ്റ്റ് തിങ് ദാറ്റ്, സെക്കൻഡ് വാട്ട്സ് ദ പ്ലാൻ, യു ആർ കീപ്പിംഗ് ദ പ്ലാന്റ് in the this. Now what happens, you give all the environment, good environment is provided to the, you understand English, no? Okay. Otherwise I will talk in Hindi also. Both the language will get together. No, you understand. Okay. Okay, so that is good environment you have to give to the plant, isn't it? Now to water, you have put everything, land is okay, sapling is okay, you don't put water, what is going to happen? It will dry. So give the water, put water, sunlight and the manure. So all the environment should be appropriate to grow, for healthy growth of the plant environment. Similar way is addict's child. Any child should get a good environment. The family, when he comes down to the environment, the family he should see a father and mother loving each other. They are caring for each other. They are hugging him, kissing him, giving love to the child also. Understood? So this is a good environment, peaceful environment. I had a child when they came for counseling, like she had psychological problem. How? She was 5 years old. Her father is addict. When he comes home, first thing what he does is that he switch off the main switch. Main switch is switch off. Then he start hitting the wife. So that mother was telling me one day when she was after hitting some time, he will go and sleep. This husband will go and sleep, and the mother will be lying in the floor. She will be like absolutely, she will having more cuts and all problems. She will be lying. After some time, they both become normal. But she was telling this, she felt very bad one day when she saw her 5-year-old coming and putting her fingers near the nose. The child is testing whether the mother is breathing or not. See, think of the mental state the child is going through. She doesn't have any intimacy with the father, because father is already an addict. Now mother is the only person who has a support. The child is depending on the mother. Ultimately the caretaker is mother. And now when mother is also not there, then what is that feeling has provoked the child to go and see whether mother is having life or not. Think how much of mental strain that child is going through. Isn't it? When he listens father's bike sound, he will get into under the bed. He is so scared of the father. So the mental problem the child is going through is very severe. So the child has lot of psychological problems. So what I am telling you, the good environment you have to get for the nourishment of the growth of the child. Next comes like you have to give security. When the plant is little grown up, you will save that plant from the cattle and insects and all that, isn't it? Otherwise there is no meaning of growing. Put a fence around it. Give the security. This fence is never there in the addict's children's house. Children never getting addict. Today I am going to school. Tomorrow I have to give the fees. I come and tell my addict father, tomorrow I have to give the fees in the school. Father say, you go and tell that no money in the house. Can I go and tell the teacher there is no money? The teacher will say, last date, dead date tomorrow. Bring the fees tomorrow. And I'll tell my father, he doesn't have any responsibility. Again the insecurity feeling starts in me. I just think that tomorrow I will go to the class, how will I go to the teacher? See, now we are all mature people, we don't have problem saying that we don't have money. Okay, if today I don't have money, I don't have any shame of saying that I don't have money, because we are mature. But when you are in the teenage, you can't go and say, I don't have money. You feel so humiliated in front of the class. The teacher will also make him stand. Not bringing the fees, come and stand here. So, getting punishments for what he is not doing. Understood? See the mental state of the addicts, children. Getting the punishments for what they are not responsible. So again, insecurity feeling comes in the child. Then when this child grows up, he will never have a confidence. He will never have a trust in others. He trusts only himself. He doesn't trust anybody else. Because own father is like this. Okay? So what I tell, security. Plants you give a fence. Similarly, in healthy families, you give a fence to the children. But in addict's family, that is missing. Then next comes, when the plant grows, you do pruning. Pruning means, you see rose and all that, what you do? You cut this. The sub branches comes and you have good flowers from the sub branches. Similarly, when child is in teenage, you have to do pruning. Child will not do always good behavior. Sometimes the child is spitting, you have to tell, don't spit. Stop it. Abusive language, you say, stop, not do like that. Okay, you are pruning, you are cutting the bad habits, you are blooming the good habits. In addict's house, no pruning takes place. Because father is using abusive words. Then how he can stop the child? Otherwise, then mother is involved in herself, father is involved in addiction. Who is going to correct the child? The child is living his own life. Understood? So pruning is not taking place. So good flowers won't come out. Good personality will not bloom. If good personality has to be bloom, the pruning should take place. That doesn't take place in addict's house. I hope you all understand what I am saying, isn't it? Then next comes, see when teenage comes, you have seen that when strong wind comes, generally the banana plant, all you see, this gets burnt, it gets bent. So what do? You give a support to that plant, isn't it? You give, if it's a creeper, you make with the ropes, you make like net, some things, support, and you help the creeper to grow on that, isn't it? Similarly, when children are having problems in life, when they come to teenage, they may be having academic problems, problems with friends, their own personal problems. If any problems comes, then generally in a healthy family, what happens? A support from the parent they get. We always say that when a child has a problem, the child should think about the parents. Child should think about the house, the home. Child should say, yes, I am having problem. If I tell my father, he will solve my problem. I am small, I can't solve my problem. I lean on my father. I say that if I am confident, I say that my father will solve for me. Then I don't have anxiety in my mind. Because if I have a problem, my father will be there for me. Okay. So see how much of my anxiety is half relieved. Because my father will help me. I believe my father. Trust development ingane undagunathu. When I go and help my child has trust. That you depend on somebody, they will also do good for you. Understand? But in addict's house, what happens? No support is given to the child. Child is all alone. Any problem, he will be dealing himself. Later what happens? Child doesn't know to give commands. Everything he will be taking on his head. Everything on his head. He doesn't know to demand. He doesn't know what his rights are. He doesn't know somebody should not take advantage of me. He doesn't give importance to himself. But because he never had importance in his house. So all taking on his head. Others' problems are taking on his head. So what I tell you ultimately, support is not getting from the house. These are the foundation things that should happen in the child's life. A child is deprived of all these things, will never have a good personality, will never have a confident mind. Then whole life he will be suffering. You all are working in office. You know, in our offices there are children, there are people who are so confident, who do their work so nicely, take up the work and finish it so efficiently. There are people who are not able to do anything. And you have seen how they are suffering in the office also. Because they can't take initiativeness. How they are suffering in the office also. They want to get one leave. They don't have the guts to go and ask the leave. And picking the leave application, they will be sitting hours together. Thinking that, see the mental state. Always dilemma, always confusion. Some people you say two things, there will be lot of confusions. Everything will be like confused in their mind. All this happens because the base is not proper. Base is not, foundation is not strong. So think, what you are doing to a child, more than the wife, the child is suffering because of addict. Wife has already grown up, she can leave the husband or she can take any decisions. But what about the child? Child will suffer whole life because his personality is affected. Now going forward, he can never be confident, he can never go do efficiently things. It's not that you do things. The things is that you do efficiently or not. When you do efficiently, you get the appreciation from your boss. Yes, fine, you're good. When you do in lagging matter, he will also be screaming on you. What is this? Why never you give any duty to you? You are doing like this. You work for nothing. Again, negative things coming to you. So, addicts in the family or kochinu lifelong problems nammal churati kai koduttekka. Hold. Understand? See, I'm telling you, you should understand you should feel what a person have addict's child, how the addict's child feels. When you see people, you should understand that. So that is a way support is given. So no support, again the child is having not having efficiency, not having good personality. The lifelong the problem continues with the child. So this is the difference between addict's child and our normal healthy family child. So I just told you to understand the difference. Now we'll see problems faced. The self-imposed commands, the self-protection roles, everything is self. These 4 things you are taking. First the problems faced. Let's see what's the problems faced. Lack of care and warmth. The child is never seeing any warmth or care. Okay, mother is sick. Father never says that what happened to you, never asking. Father not carrying mother to the hospital. Instead he is not bothered about the mother's situation. So for how the child will learn giving warmth? How you will learn to care people? When somebody care you, you see in your house people are caring each other, that you understand that this way you have to care others. Isn't it? You see that I had a college lecturer, he will never show any care towards his wife or children. So wife or children are always frustrated. He's not an addict, but he never shows any care. When later I took his history, I understood his father was such a person. He has no emotional attachment with anybody. So he has never seen people pampering. He said, nobody has pampered me. Nobody has told me, asked me, called me Kuttan or Mole. Nobody has asked me. This is the only commands I got. So I don't know how to cuddle my child also. Or say some sweet words to my wife also, I don't know. I also know to say, only that I also know. So wife cannot accept that. What type of man you are? You are opening the mouth only to say order. She wants some warmth and affection from the husband. That she never getting. See, the family problem starts there also. So what I am telling is that, so when the addict's child never learns any type of care or love transferred in his house, so he also doesn't know how to care or how to love or how to be intimate to people. So that's why their children doesn't have much friends, much intimate friends. They don't know how to have intimate relationships. Because though they don't have relationship with anybody. So lack of care and warmth happens. See, when child is small, your father and mother cuddles the child, hugs the child, kisses the child. And father and mother care for each other. When you have 4 bananas in your house, what happens? When you take 2, your mother will say, don't take 2. Father will come. Keep 1 for father. Then you understand one has to be kept for father. So that is caring, keeping for them. Or mother will say, okay, you take, I won't have. So that is the way how people learn to care and have affection with each other. But in addict's house, it never happens. Lack of role model. Morning, father will say, okay, you got a good marks, today I will bring a cycle for you. Evening when the father will come and ask, and the child will say, Papa, where is the cycle? Which cycle? What cycle? So you told in the morning, I will say many things, don't think all that, go and study. So no role modeling. Then child is never seeing father taking any responsibility of the house. Father, whatever salary is getting, he is spending and he is coming. And he is not bothered that the child has to take the fees, mother has to go to the hospital, she has to get the medicines. He doesn't have any responsibility. So no role modeling is happening. Once the teacher, one child, the teacher was teaching the child electricity. The teacher is again saying, Mone para, electricity. The child is saying electricity. Again the child, she is teaching. And she is fed up. Saying 1,000 times the child is not learning. So she said, you go and call your mother. A mother came with the child. Father, his teacher said, don't you take care of your child in the house. You don't teach the child. Mother said, what happened? How many times I am telling a child to say electricity, your child is saying electricity. Why is he saying like, why don't you correct your child? So what happened, the mother said, teacher, please don't think that I am not, earlier initially I also thought that he is not able to, he is not learning, he is not showing proper attention, that's why he is saying like this. But I have practiced him, later I understood that his capacity is only this much. Understood? So teacher felt the mother is teasing me. So she just got very annoyed. She said, oh, you are coming to teach me. Your child is doing that and again you are coming and favoring your child. She said, go and call your husband, then only both of you come to the school. So what happened? The husband came. Teacher started complaining, saying that your child is saying like this. When I called your wife, she is also talking like this. So her father said, see teacher, you have seen my wife also, my child also. So you have seen that my child's my child's capacity has come as electricity to my child. So please don't give much publicity to it. So ultimately, mothers and fathers, that has transferred to the child. So that is a role model. So whatever model you show at your house, that will be transferred to your child, because child is always the mini person of you. Mini copy is a Xerox of you. Child is always Xerox. So that's why. You see alcoholic, some children will be very inactive. But some children will be very hyperactive. Always hitting others. They find some sort of happiness by hitting, like sadism, like hitting, hurting others, beating others, kicking. Small schools we can find children. Because from the house he learns that. He learns that you have to hit. Generally what happens, in normal family what happens, the father, if the child goes and hits some mother, the father will say, hey, don't hit, he's your mother, she's your mother. You should not hit your mother. Okay? Then the child learns that. But in addict's family, the child learns that you should torture others. He also feels that father is finding some happiness in torturing everybody. So he also feels like torturing. So lack of role model, no responsibility from father's side. No, he is not at all acting like a father, not at all acting like a husband. So no role model. He doesn't know what to. He is confused. Morning going in another mood, evening coming in another mood. Morning talking something, evening talking something. The child is confused. What to do, why not to do. Sometimes what happens, if the child does one thing in the morning is going, he will say good thing to child. Evening when he come back he is doing, say, because he is in the addiction, he will say. So again command differences. All this have no role model in addiction. Loss of self-esteem. Loss of self-esteem is because never an appreciation word is heard by the addict's child. Okay? They will be always cursing the child. All such ditching words he will be saying. All such that negative words, negative this. His self-esteem will be always down. You see in classes, we can know, the children of addicts, they always have a low self-esteem. Because everywhere they are withdrawn. Socially also, they don't get that respect. Always humiliation. Or for social visits, humiliation there also. At home also humiliation. Insult, everywhere. Not getting respect, not getting love, not getting the importance. Other way the child is always, parents always talk the child that you are important. Isn't it? What we say? Oh, Kutta, nee endru midikkanada. Oh, nee illadu njangalku jeevikkan pattathilla. So we are telling him how valuable you are for us. But addict's child is always told, you have no value in the house. Okay, humiliation is always a part of his life. So that lowers his self-esteem. He has very low self-esteem. You know the importance of self-esteem. I can love others if I love myself. Otherwise I can't love others. I can have confidence. I can do my work efficiently if I have a self-esteem. If I feel myself should say No, Shyla, you can do that. You are able. Okay? Only when myself says I can do that. Then only I respect myself. Then only I have that efficiency. Otherwise I can't hold all these things. These addicts, why? They never have good self-esteem. Then difficulty with intimate relationship. Because relatives, everybody they break. Withdrawn with everybody. So, no relationship, no intimacy. Then in family also they don't see any intimacy. Addict have nothing to do with the mother, nothing to do with the father, nothing to do with the wife, nothing to do with the child. So where the intimate relationship keeps? Intimacy means people learn from the family. Okay, my mother is sick, a phone comes, I tell my child, my God, my mama is sick, I want to go and see my mother. See, child learns. My and my mother's intimacy, that is transferred to the child. My child is sick, I and my husband sit at night and take care of my child. So child learns how they feel for me. Okay, when I am sick, the child naturally will come and care me. If she feels that I am sick, I should care my mother. So intimacy transfers like that. So in addict's house, no intimate relationship. As wife will be always frustrated, she will be also shouting on the husband and on the child. കുട്ടികൾക്ക് പ്രശ്നം ഉണ്ടായ വൈഫ് ആണെങ്കിലും she is also not much emotional about the child. So intimate relationship is always losing. Then living in constant fear and anxiety. The family is always in fear and anxiety, filled with fear and anxiety. Eppuram fear. Father will come home, what he is going to do? He is going to beat, he is going to throws the thing out, throws the food out. So today we will get the food or not? Tomorrow can we go to the school? Tomorrow is my exam. Can I study today? What will I do tomorrow? Without studying, how will I go? What will happen to in the school? What will happen to me? And quarrelsome and like violent behavior husbands, addicts. So what happens? The child will be sitting in the classroom and thinking about the home. Inattentive. Okay, sitting thinking, father has come home, beating mother or doing what? So what happened? Teacher will scold. Hey, stand up. Where are you? Where are you? He will ask something. He won't be able to answer because his mind is filled with bad thoughts. So what happens? He will be in class also is getting scoldings because inattentive. You inattentive boy, why are you doing? Why are you thinking? Why are you dreaming? He doesn't know what he is dreaming. She must be thinking he is dreaming something else. But this poor fellow is fear and anxiety is his problem. Okay, that's why there also humiliation. So everywhere where with the fear and anxiety continues with the child. Class എല്ലാവരും മുമ്പ് വടക്ക് പറയുമ്പോൾ again anxiety goes high. എന്തെങ്കിലും ചോദിച്ചാൽ ആൻസർ പറയാതെ പേടി, വീട്ടിലും പേടി. Addicts will always make a fearful situation in the house, scaring situation, throwing things, shouting, getting violent, abusive. So the child from the very beginning will be very scared and very fearful. Their mind will be filled with fears. So fear will block their efficiency. See, if you know how to speak, you are asked to come and say one speech. You know to give your speech, but your fear will not permit you to speak. So efficiency are again blocked. So fear and anxiety is high. Mother's anxiety will be always high. So she will transfer the anxiety to the child also. Okay. If the child will express something, mother will say, don't say, he will beat you. Mother will scare the child also. So always constant fear. I was thinking that in one school I went there, the teacher told me the child is not coming to the school since two weeks. So when I talked to the family, I understood the father is an alcoholic. So father will after daytime also he will be drinking. So daytime he will come home, when children are not there, he will handle the wife very badly. When children are there, he will be quite mild. So what happened, that boy was thinking about the home situation and he screamed in the classroom, sir. Maths class, he is screaming. Mummy, 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 he is screaming. So everybody turned and looked on him. And he is screaming. So what happened? The teacher said, he was very embarrassed. Next he said, I will not go to school. Because everybody has come to know about the family situation. Understood? He is having some problem, everybody understood. So small class, children will be teasing. People start asking. Okay, so that way he stopped coming to the school. So see how much of constant fear and anxiety is going through.
എനിക്കറിയാൻ കുടുംബം നോക്കാൻ ഒന്ന് മനസ്സിലായിപ്പോ ഇന്ന വില വെക്കാത്ത ഒറ്റ പട്ടിയായി ഈ കുടുംബത്തിൽ കാണാൻ പാടില്ല. ഒരു പണിക്കാരത്തി ഇപ്പൊ പോലീസ് പഠിക്കണ എത്രയാണ് ഈ കൂലി? 1000 ഉറുപ്പിക. ഇങ്ങനെ പണം ഉണ്ടാക്കാനാണ് പോക്കെങ്കിൽ ഈ ആ പടി ഇങ്ങനെ പറയുന്നത് അന്റെ കാല് ഞാൻ നോക്കും. അമ്മേ ഭദ്രകാളി സേവനുള്ള ഈ കുടുംബത്തിൽ അന്റെ തോന്നിയാസം നടക്കില്ല. ഒഴിമ്പത്തോളെ ഈ ഒഴിമ്പത്തോള് കാരണം കുടുംബത്തിന്റെ മാനം പോയല്ലോ. ശരി, നാട് തള്ളുവിടിയനാണ് ചേറ്റേട്. പക്ഷേ നിങ്ങൾക്കൊക്കെ മക്കാൻ തരുന്നത് ഞാനാണ്. ഞാൻ ഉമ്മർത്തേക്ക് വീട് കയറി വരുമ്പോ ഈയോ എന്റെ കുട്ടികളൊക്കെ പണം കൂടി അകത്തേക്ക് വീട് കയറി പോയാ അതിന്റെ അർത്ഥം എന്താണ്? ഞാൻ പുറത്താന്നല്ലേ. കുടുംബത്തെ രാമ്പേരുണ്ടായിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ അതിന്റെ കൂടെ നിന്നായിരുന്നു. നിങ്ങളെ പോലെ പുച്ഛിക്കില്ല, നിന്നെ പുറത്താക്കില്ല. ഇപ്പൊ നിങ്ങളെല്ലാരും കൂടി ഒറ്റ കെട്ട് എല്ലാത്തിനും ഞാൻ അടിച്ചാക്കും. ഇറങ്ങി വടി വടക്കൂര് അതെ മക്കളെ മക്കളെ ഇനി വട
ഞാൻ ഫുഡ് കൊണ്ട് തരുന്നു നിങ്ങൾക്ക്. അതൊരു വല്ലാത്ത ലാംഗ്വേജിലാണ് പറയുന്നത്. അതൊരു അരിക്ക് ലാംഗ്വേജിൽ പറയുക. ഫുഡ് കൊണ്ടത് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് തരുന്നു. സോ ഫുഡ് കൊണ്ട് തരുന്നത് എന്തോ ഒരു ഉപകാരം ചെയ്യുന്ന പോലെ. ബട്ട് ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് എ റോൾ ഓഫ് ദ ഫാദർ. അൾട്ടിമേറ്റ് ആക്ച്വലി ഫാദറിന്റെ ജോലിയാണ് ഫുഡ് വീട്ടിൽ കൊണ്ടുവരുക അല്ലേ? അത് റെസ്പോൺസിബിലിറ്റി അല്ലേ? ആ റെസ്പോൺസിബിലിറ്റി ചെയ്യുന്നത് ഏതാണ് ഉപകാരം ചെയ്യുന്ന പോലെയാണ് എന്താണ് പുറത്തുള്ളവർക്ക് കൊണ്ടുപോയി കൊടുക്കുന്നത് പോലെ. മനസ്സിലായോ? സി അവിടെ ഇൻറ്റിമേറ്റ് റിലേഷൻഷിപ്പ് ഇല്ല. ഇൻറ്റിമസി അവിടെ ചോദ്യം ചെയ്യും. ഐ ടേക്ക് മൈ സാലറി ടു ഹോം, ഐ എം ബൗണ്ട് ടു ഗിവ് ടു മൈ ചൈൽഡ്. ഇസ് ചൈൽഡ്സ് റൈറ്റ്. ഐ എം നോട്ട് ബെഗിങ് ഓർ നോട്ട് ഗിവിങ് എനിത്തിങ്. എന്തോ ഒരു വെറുതെ ആർക്കൊന്നും കൊടുക്കുന്നില്ലല്ലോ. ഇസ് ദെയർ റൈറ്റ് ടു ഗെറ്റ് തിങ്സ് ഫ്രം മീ. അപ്പം അവിടെയും കൊച്ചുങ്ങൾ റൈറ്റ് ഇല്ലാതെ റൈറ്റ് പഠിക്കാതെ വരുമോ? ഓക്കെ, പിന്നെ റൈറ്റ് ഡിമാൻഡ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റാതെ വരും. വലുതായി കഴിയുമ്പോൾ ബോസ് പറയുക ഇത്രയും നേരം ജോലി ചെയ്തു 200 രൂപ മതി എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ദേ ഡോണ്ട് നോ ഹൗ ടു ആസ്ക്. Sir, I have been working so much time. Why should I take 200 rupees? അതവർ ചോദിക്കത്തില്ല. അവർക്ക് പേടിയെ ചോദിക്കാം. ഫ്രം വെരി ബിഗിനിങ് ദേ നെവർ ഹാഡ് ഡിമാൻഡ്സ്. അവർക്ക് ഡിമാൻഡ്സ് ചെയ്യില്ല. അവരുടെ തലയിൽ എന്ത് കെട്ടിവെച്ചോ അതവർ അഡ്ജസ്റ്റ്